Yep, I see it started recording. That's perfect. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So, sorry, folks, for the technical difficulties. I'm doing this from my little handheld cell phone, but that's the convenience of running this home-based business. You can really do it from anywhere, anytime, just as long as you have friends like Sherry that can help you out if you're in a jam. Just wanted to allow me to introduce myself. My name's Brett Griffin. My wife, Andrea, is here. Say hi.
Hello.
Hi, Andrea.
Hi.
We're recording this, so this is obviously for the people that are going to watch this on replay as well. And we just wanted to touch on a few points. We wanted to keep it really simple. You know what? I wondered if you were listening in on today's Getting Started call with John Haremza. It was really good, just really motivational, and talked a lot about convention and the do's, and I figured it would be handy to have a checklist. You know what, if you can come up with a checklist, and this isn't something, folks, that I'm going to do for you. This isn't something that's going to be you know, handed out to everybody and you just go through every checklist the same way, because they're all different. So I just jotted a few notes, and Andrea, maybe you could share some of your thoughts. But
Sure.
When we first went to convention in Vancouver, we kind of had a list of you know things that we wanted to achieve, and one of those big achievements was, you know, introducing ourselves to as many new people as possible. So come up with lists. Make a list of people you actually want to sit down with and kind of dig into their heads a little bit, right? Because you want to learn how, you know, they're having success, and, you know, get to the point where you're able to share in your own successes or your own team successes with them, and interchange. That's all about being a family. That's all about being a community. It's about, who cares what team they're on? Just make sure that you're open, that you exchange contact information is really, really good. You want to have questions for each person. That's why I say it's really important to write down names and of ones that you're going to be kind of headhunting for. Get a picture. Don't forget to get a picture with everybody, and especially new people that you might have a tough time, like myself. I'm horrible with names, and as long as I see a picture and I attach some sort of mental conversation we had, like maybe we exchange some hobby that we both enjoyed, like fishing, or maybe we both have dogs, or maybe both of us are married, or, you know what, whatever it is, you just try to find something that you can pick up to kind of remind yourself who that person is. Share something that's working, you know, for you in your life that's not company related. It's all about building those relationships, right? So don't be 100% business. Be and write that down, because, you know, you can get, if you're not glancing through your paper or your page, you might forget. And I think that that's really important. People are going to find you more sincere if you're interested in their family, how many kids they have. Do they still have their moms and dads in their life? Do they still, do they travel? Where have they traveled? Which parts of the world have they seen? Maybe they'll share something with you that's really valuable, so do the same for them. What else do I have here? So, you definitely there. So, do you think you want to share? And anybody can chime in here if they have some ideas too, because those are just some I had made.
So those are, that's for meeting people.
Yeah.
Meet people? Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? I pretty much everything that Oh, Brenda's got something to say.
You go ahead first.
I was just going to say, when everybody checks into the international convention, are they going to have name tags? Because that would be helpful too.
Yes. Yeah, they have the name tags. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Because that also makes it
yeah,
easy, because it's hard to remember everybody's name when you meet them. So it'd be nice to, because when you see people's names on social media, whatever, it would be great to, recognize who they are. And even maybe it might be good to pre-plan something, like pre-plan a coffee or something with people, because everybody's going to be flying in on different days. So there's people that we haven't met, like, for instance, Ian and Karen Spears. Nobody's really met them. So, it'd be nice to plan, some get together or something. That'd be great. Like even coffee or something with people.
I agree. And it's almost good to start the conversation with actually just reminding the person you're talking to who you are and who your name, because you don't want to have that awkward situation where they're like, I should know their name, but you can't remember. It doesn't come right to you, right? So, I just seen a message. Somebody had lost their pins. That's important. That's a great to add to the checklist. You know what? Whoever that was, they could private message me. Maybe I've got a pin, or Dawn might have some. So, yeah, for sure.
I just was saying how Brad had talked about when you meet people and make a list of the people that you want to meet, that you absolutely want to meet. I think that's very important, because I don't know how many conventions and events that we've gone to, and I know I've done it where I'm like, can you guys hear me?
No, we can't.
Oh,
We know that it's your voice.
We can see you
pretty
speaking.
much can't hear you at all.
Oh, that's a lot louder than me. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear now?
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. No, I was just saying how Brett was saying that if there's people you want to meet, make a list of the people that you want to meet. And that's very important, because you see all these people on Facebook, and quite often there's certain people that really resonate with you, whether it be another leader, like cross line, up line, down line, from wherever from you, or just like anybody who just really resonates with you and you really want to meet them. Make sure to make that list, and make sure to make a point of going and meeting them. I don't know how many events we've come back from, and I'm like, oh, I totally meant to go and introduce myself to this person or go meet this person, and I never got around to it because I was busy talking to somebody else, or they were busy talking to somebody else, and I never followed up with actually meeting them. So it's very important. If you want to meet somebody, you make sure you do that at the convention.
Yeah, and I would say that as fun as our team is, and everybody a lot of us have seen each other multiple times already. So don't stay with the people that you're going to be around all the time anyways. So meet those people that you rarely see, and spend time, and just understand that you're not, being rude by doing that. We're all there to learn from each other, and this is an incredible event that you're going to be able to share just some great ideas with a lot of outstanding people, and so just take advantage of that.
Yeah. Sue made a good point there. Sue said to ask for people's business cards and put notes, like after you're done talking with them, just take a moment, go aside and put notes on there about that person. That's a very good pointer there, Sue. Thank you.
One thing we found helpful is, because at conventions you meet so many people, is to have your business card with your picture on there. Because then you have their picture, their name, everything. And we've gone to so many different events, and I know that's helped us for sure with, remembering a lot, especially when you have their picture right on their business card.
Yeah, we brought these pictures. We brought a stack of business cards back, and we go to look, and we go to follow up on them, maybe to just talk, because you got a few good nuggets from somebody. You always learn something at these shows just in talking to the other people that are involved in Volantis. And you look at the business card, and, we're like, just about everybody's like Brett, to some degree. We can't remember the names, but faces you remember, right? If they're on that business card. That's why everybody, I would say we started doing it, and I think it's awesome to have your face on the business card.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
And if you don't remember what they look like, but you have their business card, you can always Facebook creep them afterwards.
Yeah, I've done that before. Yeah. Also, I wanted to share, unless somebody else wants to bring up any more checklist items for convention. And,
I do. I have one more. Another one too is that Sue says if you want a picture with Dave Jordan, don't wait until then. That's right. Absolutely. Try and get a picture as soon as you can with him. Another point is that they do have Valentis tools at all the big events, the big corporate events. So if you're low on pamphlets, or you need a banner, or you're really wanting a tablecloth, hats, water bottles, sweatshirts, like absolutely everything there, Valentis, and it only seems to get bigger and bigger. What they have supplied there. So make sure that you have room in your suitcases for that stuff.
And get them early.
Get them early.
Because they won't be there on the last day. When you think you're going to leave it till the last day, and decide, there won't be any of those things that everybody gets cleaned out.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to us with our first convention in Vancouver. We really wanted one of those tablecloths. I'm like, oh yeah, no, we'll get it at the end. No, they only had like 4 of them.
Yeah, that happened to us too.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
That's all right. We have till the 23rd till they increase the price. So make sure that even if you've asked somebody already, you never know. Something might have happened. Maybe maybe they won the lotto or something, and they got some extra cash that they didn't expect to have, or whatever it is. And also, if a person has the time, the desire, and is just having maybe some struggles with maybe affording to book a room on their own, just know that there's other people out there that are looking for roommates still. You know what? Whatever you can do, we'll put down an extra bed in our suite. You know what? That's fine. It just, I would much rather see you there enjoying, the convention, and it's exciting. Believe me, folks. If you haven't been to one, a lot of the faces I see on here have been to a few of them, but. The Wall Center special too, just a beautiful facility, and that time of year in Vancouver is incredible. And I pray that they get some rain, and the smoke and everything is cleared up, and the firefighters can get a break, because I know they're working hard.
This year, the convention is a little bit different. Before we've historically had just 2 days of speakers, really, and everybody sat and listened to the speakers. But now we have breakout sessions, and in this one, and I don't know, I haven't seen much detail, or any detail really. Do you know much about that? What the breakout sessions will look like and feel like? And have you heard anything, Brett or Andrea?
No, not really, as far as an itinerary. I've just heard, and I kind of like how they're breaking it up, where the award ceremonies, how in the past they've done that during those, and it just seems to be a long, drawn out process, because everybody wants to go up. They want a picture with Dave and that sort of thing. So it's just a big, long process, and I like the fact now that they've actually separated that and have it on the Friday, and it's going to be semi-formal, right?
Yeah.
Semi-formal, and Chris Hupke, he says he's going to wear a tux to the event, and it's nice to see though. I love those type of things, because you get to see people rewarded for their efforts. Yeah. I don't think I'll be wearing a tux, though. I think,
back to your question there, Dave, because Brett totally got sidetracked.
Squirrel?
Yeah, exactly. What does the banquet have to do with the breakout sessions?
I don't know.
Anyway.
That's one of the breakouts that we're going to go eat.
We don't know exact details of it, but we did hear that it's possibly just for the Saturday. On Friday will be speakers, and then Saturday would be the breakout sessions. So the idea that we get that's going to be, and I actually went to one of these at one of the conventions that I went to, the one and only one with the previous company, that on the one day there's going to be about 5 or 6 rooms, and in each room is going to be different leaders there that are going to be teaching, let's say, the comp plan or social media skills or stuff like that. And throughout the day, you get a chance to go into each one of those rooms and sit in there and do some training. So
Cool.
that's what I'm suspecting it's going to be like.
I think that's a plus for sure from what we've had. Nothing against, speaker after speaker after speaker, but I think this breaks up the monotony a little better and probably will achieve more education and bring home some nuggets, more nuggets than we would have probably just by listening to different speakers.
Yeah.
A lot of the speakers, and I love listening to some really good speakers, and I'm excited to see who he's got for the keynote people. But, the rah-rah thing doesn't really interest me. Rah-rah is good to a certain degree, and I always get supercharged just by listening to Dave Jordan. But from a bunch of other people pounding sunshine up my, I won't say it then. it doesn't really do to. I like substance. That's what I think. If we can come home with a lot of substance from these things, and I think those breakout sessions will do that.
For sure. I see there's some questions and stuff out there. I can't see the questions. Maybe.
Well, Lisa had a question if there's going to be a photographer there doing headshots. Lisa, they don't usually have one, so I know they're not having this year, right?
Well, except like William.
William's always there.
He's always doing pictures and photos and things. So
but we never see those.
Yeah, we never
pictures.
see those pictures.
Those pictures go somewhere on an album, but I've never seen.
On the wall at corporate office.
Yeah, and they go on Dave Jordan's tickle trunk, and he's got quite the tickle trunk.
So.
Cool. So I wanted to talk a little bit about prospecting and the whole idea about these checklists. And in fact, I was listening to, I'm starting to really I never used to like him, but Jim Rohn is really kind of, it's been kind of spoon-fed to me big time through Don Carson. But you know what? I was even just listening to it. It's cool. I've got from Donnie B, I've got this Tsunami Bluetooth speaker. It hangs up in my shower, and I kind of multitask. I'm in there. I'm shaving. I'm showering. I'll throw on some Jim Rohn and some motivational stuff, and I just it's a good thing. And I was listening to today just before getting on here, and he was talking about time management. And, fitting in those cracks of time, what you need to do and having those checklists. And he says, well, what time of day do you start? As soon as you finish. And I thought about that for a minute, and I'm like, well, what the hell does he mean? Well, as soon as you finish your day, you should be planning and writing down for the next day. And then it should go from a week, a day to a week. And a week to a month, and a month to a year, and having those notes and a plan. Nothing that says that you have to follow that plan right to a T, but get it out there, and if it needs to be changed, it can be changed. But I think that we need to start doing more on checklists with prospects and goals that we want to get each time we're having a conversation with a prospect. And just once you achieve that goal, move on and invite them to that next call. Remember, you shouldn't be swinging for home runs every single time. And I can relate this to a story about today. I reconnected with a girl that I met off of LinkedIn. I already had a chat with her. And of course, I find that with a lot of my contacts on LinkedIn, they're trying to get you on their team, right? So a lot of the conversations are, and I always love talking about those to those people, because you know what, if they tell me, you can tell who the professionals are, because they won't, for one, ask you to join their team. But the ones that are really eager, oh yeah, you know, they kind of dump the toolbox. Where this one, you just show some excitement, some things that are happening, you know, at the time, and then it leads to more conversations. And this second conversation led to, she wanted to sit down and compare comp plans, and we're doing that this Friday. And my goal is not to bring her into my team right away. My goal is to show her the comp plan and move on to the next thing. Get her excited about the comp plan, because what's not to be excited about it? And you know what? I've got a three-way, you know, connected, because I wanted to use somebody that was more knowledgeable, you know, in that area, because you always should have that extra person for help, even if you know it even better. And so I think then she'll see that I've got a team behind me too. So I just think that that's a real key point that might be getting missed. And I just wanted to share that. That's what we're starting to do anyways, is having that checklist and remembering that it can take like 8 times before a person would actually even come in. From Lisa, would love to hear about the comp plan. Yeah, for sure, Lisa. You know what? Add me on a connect call. Anybody on here, I'm sure, would be willing to do.
Brett's not actually doing the comp plan, covering it, right? John is doing it.
Yeah, well, you didn't need to tell everybody that, but yeah.
Oh, sorry.
But it doesn't matter who's doing it. What matters is that I wanted somebody else doing it other than me. I didn't want me to be explaining it. I wanted to bring in somebody else, right? And that's the whole point of it, right? Yeah. That's about it. It's just
I do know that Rick Gerald is going to be speaking about the comp plan at the convention.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear him too.
He has a real knack for being able to really break it down so that anybody can understand it. So he's going to be doing some big training about that. You know, I never really thought about it's because my buddy Mike, and sorry Mike for calling you out on this, but he's like, it's only $20, man. Get him to start as a rep right off the bat. But you know, if you don't understand the comp plan, if you want to take advantage of that global share, you shouldn't start people off unless they're starting at that builder pack. Then pay the $20 fee, because they want to get those 3 builder packs per month to enjoy that share. It's a big part of earning the extra money. So they're leaving that on the table if they're starting a person that maybe just wanted to order the products just to try them first, said to themselves, yeah, it's only $20. I might do this as a business. I'll pay the $20 anyways. No, start them off as a customer. Get them ordering. They can upgrade at any time, and then take advantage of that global share. And if you share it that way, where you're protecting them, tell them that you want to get the most return on their investment the quickest, that's the smartest way of doing it, right? Is that a good way of explaining it? Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Bev.
Yeah, Bev. Yeah.
I was under the understanding to get the global share, the 3 a month, that they have to actually be, they can't upgrade to a business builder, that they have to be signed that month.
Oh, no, if they were a customer, first, if they were a customer first, but you're right. If they came in with, say, even a 1 box and they paid that $20, then that wouldn't count, right? So you have to, that's why you need them to come in. If they're just wanting to try the products first, even the ones that say wanted to do this as a business, and they box, and then I'll come in with a 6 if this works out for me, way of doing it. So you're right, Bev. It's you have to be preferred customer and upgrade to an actual IR to be eligible. Any other questions, or?
I wanted to touch on, we talked a little while ago about a prospect list, and Brenda and I did a business builder session a while back, and I was really surprised because there was people on our team that have been on our team and have been with Valentis for over a year, and they didn't have a prospect list. I threw it out there almost with the assumption that there was 26 or 30 people in the room, and I threw it out there with the assumption that everybody in the room would definitely have a prospect list. And then I stopped myself and I said, is there anybody in the room that doesn't have a prospect list? And they all looked sheepishly at each other, and that spoke volumes. I think there was maybe only 1 or 2 other people out of 26 people in the room that had prospect lists. And that's, to me, network marketing 101. So if there's anybody on this call, I mean, some of the people have been around a while, so they have people under them, but never ever assume that the people that are on your team have a prospect list, because there's a good chance, even if they're engaging in it, that they don't have a prospect list. And once you start putting, for everybody on this call that's done prospect lists, it really, it kind of clears the cobwebs in some cases, because you think of it. I went through all my phone contacts. I went through all my contacts on LinkedIn, all my contacts on Facebook, and that's where I started building. And then when you are starting to build your contact list, then all of a sudden, even somebody that's not a contact because he doesn't have Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, or Instagram, all of a sudden you remember that person. And it might be somebody that you went to high school and he's associated with somebody that else is in there. So you never ever want to rule anybody out. Put everybody and anybody, even if you think they're the last person that would buy or get involved as an IR, put them on the contact list. And that's, I guess that's my point, is don't assume the people on your team have it, because I can guarantee that some of them don't.
You're right. I agree 100%. We're coming up to 8:30. I do respect everybody's time, but we also want to remind everybody that next Monday is our Blue Diamond Don Carson is going to be our prospect Zoom. And you know what? If you need help inviting people to that call, you know what? Would love to see some new faces. Sherry, did your guest join tonight? Did Art make it on the Zoom? I don't see him yet.
He must be still working.
Okay, no problem.
Lorena did mention about the Captain Ditto. She put a comment in there, wondering if the reps are liking the 7-day Captain Ditto. I don't know if you've heard feedback or not.
Not a lot of people talking about it. You know what? I love it. The notifications are with the follow-ups and stuff like that. Like it's just such an incredible tool that just that constant reminder. And
well, Sherry, your rep there, Art, he already got Ditto Touch, right?
Yeah, he did.
So was that through the Captain Ditto emails?
Yeah.
So it was. So
he must have seen it on Facebook or somewhere, because by the time I contacted him when I got into cell service, he already had signed up for convention and had Captain Ditto and signed up as a builder.
Oh.
So, yeah. He must have somewhere through, I think he actually seen it in his back office and then watched the video in there, and then he signed up from his back office. That's where he found it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Those are good ones to get, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to meeting him, and if anybody else has any questions or comments, please unmute yourself, and we'll shut her down for the night, right? Anybody?
You'll have to say if you have a question or anything, because we can't see everybody.
I'm not seeing any hands go up.
I'm not seeing any hands.
Quiet as a mouse. There's Brenda Brown has a question.
Sure, Brenda.
I just wanted to mention, just because Dave and Brenda brought up the prospecting list thing, And I had a lot of little notes and scribbles and little, you know what I mean, sticky notes everywhere. And I actually had a conversation with Faye and Blair because they do a lot of tracking, a lot of reach outs. And he said what works best for them is my working 24 from the Valentis site. It's
yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, and why I think it's working for them is it's keeping a lot of names in such a small space with a lot of check marks of first exposure. Have you done this? Have you done that? So kind of like a compact version of Dawn's DMO. And she says it's easy to keep that with her, just in case people have an idea. Like sometimes we're making it such a big deal, and this keeps it simple.
Yep, I agree.
Nice.
No, I like
Nice.
that.
Thanks for sharing. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, it's good to see everybody. And you know what? Let's have a great week. Let's get some new people on the Monday Zoom. And remember, you're just trying to get one goal, and it's just to invite that person to sit and watch a 30 minutes or under, explanation of both the products and the company, and that's it. You know, don't expect to bring them in that same day. So, take care, everyone. Thanks, Sherry, for recording.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thanks, Sherry.
guys.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.